Hey everyone, this is Felipe. Welcome to the Agroforestry Academy. As promised last week, today I bring you an update on the course that happened here in Reservado Cajuzeira, in Lençóis, Bahia, where we had the course last week and we planted a plot which will become pasture for our chicken, which should be coming to the farm in September maybe. So we're preparing the area so that they have a nice and rich agroforestry pasture, and we're going to do a nice design with lots of divisions in the pasture so that we can move chicken around. And so I'm going to show you a bit of what we planted. Basically, our main culture here is pineapple and bananas and cashew and sugar apples. So I think you can see behind me the pineapples which are planted. And right now I'm sitting here in our row of trees, right? We always work with rows of trees which are spaced every certain amount of meters. In this place, we placed the trees 6 meters apart. So I'm already going to change the camera so that you can take a better look at our row of trees. So there you go. You can see that we used all the material from the pruning of the trees. As you can see behind, the vegetation is pretty closed, very bushy, because it's really the remains of the remains of the remains of the forest that once was here. And it's really amazing because people think that the vegetation is like this and this is the natural state, but it's not. And I always like to, when I get to a place and I see this sort of vegetation and I understand that this was a forest once, and I look for proof of the forest that once was here. And right by my side, I've got it, which is this baby here. This is the tree which is called Jatobá. It's a legume tree and it lives for hundreds of years. It grows 40 meters tall and it might have a diameter of up to 2-3 meters. They're actually, it's been found, one of these trees with over 7 meters of diameter on its trunk. So it was 27 people to hug it. So it's really an amazing tree, and it proves that there was a forest here once. So let's go through our system. We've got pineapples. We planted simple rows of pineapples. Sometimes we plant double rows, but we decided to plant single rows because it's easier to organize the organic material. So this is really important. In agroforestry, we really have to make things easy for us when it comes to organizing all this organic material that we produce, because it really consumes a lot of time, and a lot of our work is organizing this material in a way to optimize its decomposition, the covering of the soil, and everything, because this is gold for us. This is why we plant trees, or one of the reasons we plant trees in a really dense stand. So because we want to produce lots and lots of this, right? And wood, which is really the end goal of the trees that we plant. Obviously, we're going to have some trees for timber, some trees for fruit production and other things, but we really want lots of trees so that we can cover the soil with wood. So let's take a look at our row of trees. We still have to finish pruning some of the smaller trees like this one. We really don't want to have trees clustered like since these have been cut several times throughout the past decades, they start growing in clumps instead of growing in a single stem as they would normally do if they weren't cut back constantly. So we're gonna give them that shape again. So I'm gonna come and prune it so that it has only one stem, and we're gonna do that with all of these trees that are left, which were pruned. As you can see, there are a bunch of them. There's a big old cashew tree there, which was drastically pruned because it was dying and full with vines and just making huge shade all over the place. And when we start an agroforestry system, we really want to have a renewal of the vegetation. So we really prune back everything. And you can see the amount of organic material that we produced. All those logs that you just saw came from that cashew tree. And the cashew tree will resprout. And the material from the pruning is feeding the new trees. So check it out. We've got here banana. These are the seedlings that I showed you a couple of weeks ago from micro propagation. And in each nest of fruit trees, which we've got bananas, and then we've got a citrus over there, which was cut by the ants, but it should soon resprout. They're 1.5 meters apart. So we've got banana, that's tangerine, banana, tangerine, banana, tangerine. This gives me bananas spaced every 3 meters and tangerines spaced every 3 meters as well. Since the nest for these banana plants is so well manured, we really put a lot of energy here. We dug a nice nest, we put some manure, we put some rock dust. We took the opportunity to plant some corn. As you can see, it's sprouting here. This is popcorn. And if you are familiar with corn, you can see that popcorn sprouts more humbly. It's got smaller leaves than regular corn. And by the color of it, you can see that it's in a very nutritious spot. The soil here is very nutritious because it's got this bright green color. When it sprouts in a place that doesn't have enough to feed it, you can see it from the very beginning that it's not going to have this bright color. It's going to be more of a dull green with some stripes of purple maybe. So there you go, bananas, lots of pineapples. We've got pineapples spaced every 20 centimeters and a prickly pear in between the pineapples. So it's really, really dense, as you can see. We want to have a dense stand of green covering the soil because it's important to have the green cover and not only this dead cover. And we've got lots of seeds from trees planted here. You can see there's some papaya here, and check it out. Lots of papaya seeds. We really don't save on papaya seeds, we just plant a lot. And out of the hundreds of seeds that we've got here from papayas, we will choose the best ones. And there's lots of other stuff. They haven't sprouted yet because it's only 1 week since we planted it, and then these trees, they take a bit longer to sprout. And so we've got corn, we've got castor beans, which should be sprouting soon as well. We've got cotton, which is an amazing plant. It produces a lot of organic material early on. And then over here we've got, this is Jabuticaba. It's a native plant. Maybe some of you know it. It's delicious. For me, it's one of the best fruit that exists. It's a purple berry, like this size, round. It's really great. You can see that the banana plants they're starting to produce new leaves. These were pretty ugly, these banana plants. They were not as beautiful as the ones I showed you in the last video, because these were a bit bigger and they were in small trays, so they were already starving, as you can see by the decaying leaves. But now they're getting better because they are in the soil and they've got all this manure that they can use. So Jabuticaba with bananas, and I can do that because the Jabuticaba takes a lot longer to grow than the banana plants. And the Jabuticaba is actually a plant that occupies the understory of the forest. So it's got no problem being the shade of the banana plant. And as the banana grows and releases its pups, it moves around a bit. So, this plant is going to produce pups all around the plant, and then I'm going to choose the ones that are farther away from the Jabuticaba so that I can open up a bit of space for the Jabuticaba to grow. And obviously the banana plant is going to produce a lot of organic material, which is going to feed the Jabuticaba plant. So here we've got tangerine again, Jabuticaba with bananas, tangerine, and then suddenly I've got cinnamon, which is obviously an amazing plant, and it's going to grow nicely here, again with banana plants. Banana plants have to be everywhere in the system, and they have to be planted in a really, really dense population, because we don't want it only for fruit, we want it for organic material. We want it to be pruned, and we want it to feed the rest of our plants. So let's go around a bit more. Let me give you an overview of the system. So all these trees that you're seeing, they will still be pruned. You can check it out. Check out this tree. You see how it's got this, this tree is dying. You can see it. It's got this dead top and it's striving to resprout. And I'm gonna give it a prune. I'm gonna give it some help. We really have to prune plants in a way to help them be healthier. Check out this cashew tree. It looks horrible. I don't want to leave it like that. I'm gonna prune it and make it better. It's gonna resprout with more energy now that we're working on the system, and there's all this manure and everything. We've got some guavas here as well, which are very important for chicken. Chicken love guavas. They will climb the tree to eat guavas fresh from the branches. And I've got pictures to prove that. And all right, let's walk a bit more. So in between each tree row, and this is also a row of trees, we've got 1, 2, there's going to be another one here, 3, 4 beds with pineapple, prickly pear, corn, beans, and sesame. That's what we're going to be cultivating in between the rows of trees. And over here we've got the next row of trees. We've already got some tree seeds sprouting. Check it out. This should be, I don't know what this is. It looks a bit like leucaena, but actually this leaf here in the middle doesn't look very much like leucaena. Can't really identify it right now, but as soon as it's open up the leaves, I'm going to be able to do that. And also here in the middle, we're going to plant grass for the chicken. We're going to plant coast cross, which is just really great for chicken. Over here, the beans are beginning to sprout, as you can see. And we've got cassava here, which is starting to sprout as well. So, the beans are sprouting. Check it out. You've got all these little green dots coming out from the from all these leaves. Good stuff. And over here we've got the next row of trees. We've got banana plants all around, and pineapples and prickly pear. One important thing when planting pineapples is that you want the plant to be firm. So you want to plant it, and if you pull it, it's not going to come out. This is a really important thing. As you can see, another tangerine. And this is it, guys. You can see that we're pruning everything, and then we chop down the material, put it to cover the beds, and then we're going to prepare here with a small tractor we have. We're going to put the manure, the rock dust, put the tractor in, and then come and plant everything else. We've got some pomegranate here as well, but the ants gave it a bit of a prune as well, but it's already resprouting. Avocado. So you can see we can put quite a lot of plants in the system as long as we know how to manage them. Oh, check it out. This is, how do you call this in English? I don't remember. It's that plant that produces that small flower, which we dry it and we use it as a, it's a very aromatic. Dang, I forgot the name. So this is it. So we're basically using the leftovers of the forest to feed the new forest that we're planting. And all these trees are going to resprout, and they're going to participate in the system and help us build better soil, a better ecosystem, and more abundance for us, more food, more wood. Check it out, the pruning that we did on the plants that we want to leave, the ones that were already bigger. You can see that we prune them and we leave very few branches, just enough to give the plant a bit of a boost to resprout. Soon they're going to be with a whole new bright green canopy. So that's it. I hope you liked the results of our course. Soon I'm gonna bring you some more updates when things are starting to sprout and when we've got big beans and everything, when the little trees are already coming through, and I'll keep you up to date. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't already, and share this with other people if you think they might enjoy it, if you think they might enjoy our channel, and keep up with the updates. We'll soon be posting some more. So this is Felipe for the Agroforestry Academy signing out.